Okay, so we're going to look at something funny. We're going to look at something terrifying. We're going to talk about transhumanism. We're going to talk about kamikaze drones with AI technology. We've got some interesting stuff today. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm Jared. This is Continue Freedom. Okay, and welcome back to Continue Freedom. If this is your first time here, welcome aboard. If you're a returning guest, thank you so much because you are the ones that are helping us on this road to 10,000. But if you're new, hop on board the train. We're heading towards 10,000, then 100,000, then a million. Then this is I'm going to keep going at this until it happens. So let's talk about something funny first. We're not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to show you something funny. I love non-PC jokes, especially when they're made by politicians. In this instance, a politician who's also a veteran. This is great. Let's go ahead and watch it.
On that's completely wrong. Okay, sir, there's two truths in the world, okay? Never walk in a Target store wearing a red shirt, and never go against an Asian when it comes to math. Trust me. What?
So they were talking about stats, and he makes a non-PC joke, and I get the humor. I'm a veteran myself, and this guy is running for Senate in Virginia, which I think is pretty cool. But because Virginia needs some good ones. I don't know much about this guy, so I'm not going to give you my assessment of him, but he did crack a funny joke. I get the sense of humor. In the military back in the day, before it was woke, we used to be able to make jokes about our immutable characteristics. Why? Because those are the least interesting and least important things about people. But they've now become people's identity, and that means you can't talk about them anymore. You can't joke about it anymore. You can't make fun of the things that don't matter because they are now the most important. That's how it's gone. So let's go ahead and talk about something a little bit terrifying. Now, if you all know, like I said before, I'm a 20-year veteran in the U.S. military. I'm all about military tech. I love the fact that we have some amazing technology, that we have the most powerful and well-equipped military in the world. But certain things we do make me a little nervous, and this is one of them. So let's watch this. This is about an AI-powered drone by Oculus founder Palmer Luckey is his name. And it's a family of man-packable autonomous air vehicles, or AAVs. Check this out. Holy moly. Oh, kamikaze drones. Now, we've seen the effectiveness of drones in Ukraine. They've been using just commercial, off-the-shelf drones, and they're dropping hand grenades and mortar rounds and all kinds of stuff. You know, anything you could think of. They're strapping to the bottom of those drones, flying it over soldiers. Some of them are strapped with, I guess, C4 and other explosives. But now we're putting AI in a drone, loading it with some sort of putting some sort of a proximity fuse on it, and loading it with apparently C4 ball bearings, turning it into a flying claymore is what that looks like. And it's the AI technology. This is what bugs me because AI is moving so bloody fast, and now we're putting it in everything. Everything. We can look, Elon Musk, he talked about, everybody knows about Neuralink, right? And the first guy had a successful Neuralink implant. And that Neuralink implant helped him to navigate a computer. He had a computer screen in front of him, and it's really by him thinking about where he wants the mouse to go. It doesn't have to follow his eyes. It just has to be about him thinking where the mouse cursor needs to go, and he's able to move. This guy's a quadriplegic, I guess. He feels nothing below his shoulders, and it's remarkable. It's amazing. Well, Elon Musk now says, which I'll show you a clip here in a minute, that Neuralink can be used to augment his latest invention or his latest release, which is a fleet of robots. But let's start with the Neuralink part first, because Elon Musk is doing one thing, China is doing something else. China has, oh my goodness, after Elon Musk's Neuralink, where'd I go? Oh, I just lost it. Here we go. Lost my link. So Elon Musk's Neuralink project, combined with AI and all these things that will eventually be able to connect to it, the Chinese are, I mean, come on, lab-grown human brains. Will this replace humans? Here's a clip of what this stuff looks like. It's really, really weird.
The Chinese researchers who developed the brain-on-chip technology, called MetaBOC, let Shanghai Eye in its lab to capture this footage. Researchers from Tianjin University and Southern University of Science and Technology say their tiny lab-grown brain, or brain organoid, could learn tasks faster than current AI models. They say it uses much less energy than AI, which needs a lot of power and data to learn. These brain cells also show more intuition and creativity than AI, learning with fewer examples.
Okay, this type of stuff is us playing God. Transhumanism, when we step in and start doing things that God does, that's where I start having big problems, because you're talking about creating new conscience, like something that has a new conscience. And China has, of course, as that video said, but this is from the Economic Times. It says that China has presented a groundbreaking robot known as an organoid that possesses a human brain created in a lab. This invention is a major step towards constructing hybrid machines that can execute different tasks independently. It was developed by researchers at Southern University of Science and Technology. Bringing technology and humans together, a neural interface chip and human stem cells are used to generate the robot's brain organoid. The goal of this combination is to provide the robot the ability to carry out intricate tasks like grasping objects and avoiding hazards. This is, they talk about the creativity of it. They talk about its ability to adapt and change and to learn, because obviously that's what brains do. Now, we're not going to develop anything that is as perfect as the brain God has created. But look, Elon Musk is already talking about combining his new robots, which let me show you those first. He came out with a fleet of robots. This is absolutely creepy stuff. But here we go.
As I hit the curb.
How was that, guys? Very cool.
Woo!
That is wild.
So in an event, he called We Robot, which for those of you that don't remember, back in the 2000s.
He's a techno king. Optimus can talk?
Yeah. He goes with the sign language.
Hey, Optimus, what's up? How's it going, man? Enjoying the party? What do you think of the new Cybercab? Cybercab looks amazing. I know. I'm trying to get a ride. Dude, me too.
So you've got Elon Musk creating fleets of these things, loads of these things. If you remember, again, back in the early 2000s, we had iRobot, which was about the robots that look oddly similar, aside from having very human-like faces, taking over the planet. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not saying that they're going to have the ability, the capacity to do this, but you're talking about, now with biological technology mimicking human brains and the ability, as Elon Musk says from his own mouth, to merge AI, robotics, humans. Listen to this clip right here.
Is to say, if you take parts of the Optimus humanoid robot and you combine that with a neural link, let's say somebody has lost their arms or legs, we could actually attach an Optimus arm or Optimus legs and do a neural link implant so that the motor commands from your brain that would go to your biological arms now go to your robot arms or robot legs. And again, you'd have basically cybernetic superpowers.
Actually, so the latency.
This is coming around the corner, everybody. This symbiotic relationship between man, machine. You're talking about duration of life. Klaus Schwab was talking to the young leaders at the World Economic Forum that you'll be able to have a working life of 50, 60 years, maybe 70 years through the use of, it'll be robotics, it'll be AI, it'll be the ability to download your consciousness maybe into some other entity. This transhumanism this is bad. This is toying with God's creation, God's design. And I don't see, even Elon Musk admits it's not purely positive. He said there's an 80% chance of an 80% chance for positive, which means there's a 1 in 5 chance this thing could go wrong. And of course he's going to say that because he's the guy who's building the machines. It's really, really weird, guys. It's really, really weird. And now we're going to take that same technology, which is all interconnectable on the web, on the internet, over cell signal, anywhere there's a connection be made, whether it's cell, Wi-Fi, all that stuff. And now you've got robots, you'll have other autonomous weapons, you've got drones, you've got all this stuff that's able to communicate, that is learning, that is its own entity. And in some cases, it's us even toying with the very nature of humanity. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Boy, did you watch iRobot? I mean, it's a really freaky movie. It's a good movie. I liked it. I personally liked it. But even in that one, he's talking about having Neuralink implanted in somebody's brain and putting one of the Optimus or whatever it was called. Yeah, I think it's Optimus. One of those robot arms on somebody. That was Will Smith's character, right? And he's talking about doing that now in 2024, which is really freaky. It's really freaky. All right, so let's talk a little bit of politics because we got to talk politics. This is the founder of the Lincoln Project, which has been embroiled in tons of controversy. They're just
back on the sidelines. And
oopsie, there's nothing but a far left activist group who parades as kind of a I don't know, some supporter of liberty and freedom. How dare they carry Lincoln's name is what I would say. But listen to this guy.
sit back on the sidelines and say, oh, well, don't worry, this will all work itself out. They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
Okay. On MSNBC, on the air, this is, if you want to know why Donald Trump has had all these assassination attempts, it's because this type of rhetoric has been on a loop for the past, since he came down the escalator. It's been nonstop. It's been constant. And they aren't afraid because there's no censorship of them. If they say something like that, it'll get repeated. People will continue to say things like that. They don't care because there's no accountability on the left. But if the right says it, you get censored, you get shut down. Of course, we don't say that. Let's just be honest. Like, we get censored for basic criticisms. They can call for the actual unaliving of the former president of the United States, and they can do so without any accountability. But I just thought that one was particularly shocking. I just don't think that's that's nothing new for most of us. We've seen the violent rhetoric. We've seen the hateful stuff. And it will continue. It will continue not just through the election. We can't think that the election is going to happen and all of a sudden, everything's going to get better. No, this is going to continue for the next 4 years. And it's probably because they feel like they've seen some sort of success and because they feel like Donald Trump's successor, whether that's a J.D. Vance or a Vivek Ramaswamy or whoever, that's still threatening their power base. So they will have to continue with this messaging. It's not going to end with Donald Trump's presidency. It is going to continue until the left has grabbed and corralled all the power that they possibly can. Because one side, my earlier video from today was talking about how we have to listen to what they say about Donald Trump and then start looking around and find out which leftist is actually doing those things that they are accusing Donald Trump of, because they kind of hide behind that. They make the accusation first, even though there's no evidence for that accusation, and then they'll go and do that very thing. And in this instance, I was talking about Liz Cheney accusing Donald Trump of trying to manipulate a witness in the January 6th hearings. Meanwhile, the texts were just released of her manipulating a witness, the key witness in the January 6th hearings. So the hypocrisy is, it is unbelievable. I was trying to find a stronger word, but it eludes me. Okay, so here we've got Antony Blinken. He says, today I am announcing the delivery of $425 million of support for Ukraine's defense. All right. The United States and more than 50 nations stand united with Ukraine. And this support will ensure continued robust support in months ahead. Okay, $500 million more to Ukraine. Meanwhile, in Appalachia, here in America, where you get $750 a piece, here you go. If you want to know priorities, just look at where they spend the money.
So my mom lives across the street. She's 92 years old, and as I was trying to get her to the door, my husband looked out and he says, we can't get out. We went to the back door, and my husband got a foothold because the water was probably knee deep, and he pushed me across the water to where I could get a foothold. And then he got my mom and put her out to where I could get a hold of her hands, and I pulled her to me. And then I saw my house. It was just like it picked up. The water was over the top. You could just see the eave. Just like it floated away. And as it went across, I think the tip end of my house hit my mom's house. And hers just uprooted and it floated away. So we just lost both of them.
But feel bad for Ukraine. Feel bad for Ukraine. Send the money to Ukraine. But not the American people. This is what bugs me, everybody. This is why when it comes to, government spending, we talk about pumping money into foreign entities, foreign governments. And yet when a disaster strikes, they say, "Oh, well, now we're lacking for money. We don't have the money. We can give you $750." And if you watched one of my earlier videos, initially when I was talking about this, there was a guy who said his daughter applied for the $750 and they only gave her $300. She said, "You don't qualify. You lost your house, but you don't qualify for $750. You qualify for $300." This is troubling, folks. Look, if we get to a point where we are operating at a budget surplus, we've got, $1 trillion sitting around that is burning a hole in our pocket. Okay, maybe we can float that around to other countries and help them out. But we are in a serious financial situation. We are on the verge of economic collapse. And the left and a lot of Republicans, the old school, it's the Uniparty. The Uniparty is still saying, we got to spend, we got to spend, we got to spend. And it doesn't matter because these are old, decrepit has-beens. And with the exception of a few like Dan Crenshaw, he'll be around for a while. But he still thinks that we can walk and chew gum at the same time. Not when we're $34 trillion in debt. Not when we've got powerful nations that are trying to take the mantle or pick up the responsibility of the world reserve currency and boot us to the side. If that happens, we will have hyperinflation and our economy will collapse. You think 2008 was bad? Wait until the BRICS nations, or wait until somebody's able to come in and disrupt our dollar. I mean, heck, they could force people onto the BRICS currency by shutting down our power grid in the U.S., which is all made in China, by the way. All of our components are made in China. And overnight, we're without power. We are in a destitute situation. We're no longer the world reserve currency. If you want a way to take out the most powerful nation in the world, it's a pretty easy way to do it. But we are in a vulnerable, difficult, terrible financial situation, and yet we are still sending tens of billions of dollars to foreign countries and giving our own citizens flack when a hurricane comes through and wipes out everything that they own. Surely you see the problem with that. Surely we can all see the problem with that. On that note, I'm going to go ahead and end. Thank you all so much for watching. I hate to end on a negative note. I should have had something funny to play here at the end, but I'll leave that for next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave comments below. I really, really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless you. God bless America.